Hello viewers, welcome to this drawing masterclass. In today's lesson, we shall learn how to draw the human figure in standing pose with the hands in different positions. In our last lesson, we learned how to draw the human figure proportions using a certain rule or standard that we called Canon of 8. Remember this? Canon of 8? 8 heads give us the height of a human figure. The head is used as the unit for measuring the height, total height of the human figure, where 8 heads fit into the whole height of the human figure. We even drew a human figure in proportions using the human skeleton. Today, I want us to learn how to draw a standing human figure. Remember, in our last lesson, we drew a person who was standing straight, very straight. And if we have been observant, human beings are not as straight as a ruler. Our bodies have curves. The human skeleton, the backbone, beds, giving us various poses. I want us to explore the various positions of a standing human figure. And for that person to be standing, let us use some very simplified forms of the human figure called stickman. We shall draw a stickman. Just sticks. So let me just draw a stick. That's a stick. Artists often use stick figures as a foundational step in drawing human figures, because those figures, those sticks, those stickmen, they simplify the proportions and the structure of the body, making it easier to understand and to visualize the basic anatomy of the human figure and the movement of the human figure. By breaking down the human figure into lines, it helps the artist to grasp the relationship between the different parts of a human being. We shall use the Canon of 8. This is the head, this is the chin, and then the shoulders are there. You can just draw a standing person. This is the center. The hands extend up to the mid-thigh. We have got the pelvic bone here, or the hip bone. There it is. We have got the rib cage here. Then the legs are here. The knees, the kneecap, and these are the hands. Yeah, these are stickmen. And you can even twist the body a bit. A human being is not straight. There is some kind of line of action. Let me draw that line of action. The human figure is bent. The person is the one who bends his figure for various actions. And then from there, even the hip bone is also bent, depending on the activity that the legs is there. You can even bend the hand. Yeah, like that. You can even draw another slightly bent. You draw the line of action first, then the head, then we now bend the shoulders that way. We bend them a bit in that position. Then the hip bone will be bent in this direction. Now, there's something I want us to learn from this picture. This picture, there's a line of action, and you can see that the head is positioned that that is the position of the head, and the head has a lot of weight. The whole body supports the head so that you have a balance. And all these bones, the hip bone is very important. It is the one that supports the weight of the head. Now, if you look at this head here, the weight of this person, let's call him person, the weight of this person is resting on the left, on this leg. You can see. And that is why the hip bone is bent that way. And then, when you rest your head, when you rest your weight on your left leg, the shoulder is also, the shoulder is lowered. The left shoulder is lowered and the hip is raised to support the weight of the head. You can see this is the angle of the shoulders and this is the angle of the hip bone. You can even now define them better. Another one. These are stick pictures. I want to draw more stick pictures. And as a rule, we follow the canon of 8. Remember to do the lines. Lines that will give us the height of a person. And the height of the person will be 8 head units. And let's start with the head here. You can even draw that person here. Where is the center of this fellow? There. That is the center of the human figure. The shoulder. These are the shoulders. The width of the shoulders. And then the hip bone is here. Now, the elbow is determined by line number 3. Is for the elbow. But for when the head swings away from the body, the elbow joint also moves in that arc. There. And then the hand goes all the way to the mid-thigh. Maybe there is a phone there. This person is making a call. then from the mid thigh, we have the leg, the upper leg, and then the lower leg. Yeah, this you can see. Yeah, this is a stick picture. Yeah, start another one here. He has lowered his head a bit. Maybe he wants to do some dancing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then this then the hip bone or the pelvic girdle. Yeah. You can now refine it a bit. It's a stick picture. Yeah. These are all stick pictures. They help us to learn how to draw a human figure. Let's learn how to draw a tall person and a short person. The height of a person is determined by the length of the legs. When students are seated in class, the teacher may not know who is tall and who is short. If the teacher wants to know who is tall, they have to stand. The same case with church. The preacher doesn't know who is tall, who is short. But when they stand up, when they stretch their legs, the tall people stand out from the rest. So a tall person has some variations in the height. Let's imagine this is the person. This is the center of that person. Huh? The same canon of 8 applies. And then the difference starts from the legs now. The moment you start drawing the legs, that is when the height, how tall that person is. Let's now define a bit. Yeah, that's a tall person. You can see how the legs are long. The legs are very long. Huh? What about a short person? A short person, you can see how many units are for the legs. The legs have taken how many units? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's for a tall person. So the legs will be here. These are the legs. Very, very short legs. Huh? Very short legs. This is the hip bone. Huh? This the knee goes there. Then for the upper part of the body, they take 4 head units. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is now the head. Huh? The head will be there. The shoulders. And then the hands. The hands will be there. Like that. Let's define it a bit. This is now a short person. Yeah, this is how to draw human figures. To the end of this lesson, if you have not subscribed, kindly subscribe and YouTube will be notifying you of our latest videos of this nature. You can also comment, you can also like, and you can also share this video with others. It is for educational purposes to educate the world how to draw. God bless you. Let's meet in the next video.